Good evening, everybody. Let me know right off the bat how the sound levels are because I don't know even when the last time I streamed was. Actually, I think too low? Hmm. Um, One moment then. Um, well, okay, here we go. I'm gonna up it. Uh, okay, how is it now? I'll also try to talk a little louder. It's good? Okay. Yes, Buck. I'd like to get back to it. But for health reasons, over the last, I don't know how many weeks and months or whatever, it's not been viable. Plus, work has absolutely been kicking my ass the last few weeks. Um, yes, Sunny Milk with glasses. I saw that picture. I had to use it because it's Sunny Milk and it's glasses. So, Sunny Milk with glasses. Before I spin, very quickly, no, it's not a scientific poll or anything at all. I'm not going to put too much stock in it. But of the three stories, for anyone who's paying attention, which would you like to hear first? About the insect fatwa on my head, story one. Story two, um, discovering a superhero. Or story three, cheesing off a bunch of old guys. So, while you guys decide on that, I will spin and see where I wind up. That's very loud for me. I apologize if it's loud for you. EOSD. Okay. All right. Certainly been a while. It's dead silent for you. Fantastic. Um, I hope that. Actually, one moment then. Okay. Hopefully you'll hear the game. Let me know. Let me know if you can't. Can you hear it fine? No. No. All right. Um, do you have anything at all now? I upped what I think worked a little bit. I don't want to. It's getting my mic, Buck. I guess for some reason it's not picking up the game volume, which is expected. No, not the desktop, and that's what I'm figuring out right now. Let's see. Let's do that. Okay, you might hear something now. Oh, you hear it. Oh, okay. And then it left. Anything? Okay, hold on. As always, it's not GBN without technical difficulties, so you know. I didn't change anything, so there's no reason it should have messed up, but you know. Oh, indeed, indeed. Okay, I'm sure you hear it now because I see it going. Is it too loud? Apologies. I just lowered it some. Too loud? Good. We good to go? Kaframari. Okay. So it looks like overall, the Insect Fatwa won. So, just go super casual. You know what? Yeah. And, I mean, if I'm picking Mari, I kind of have to go Master Spark, don't I? There it is. Okay, so... Insect Fatwa. You know I always end up doing that by mistake to start, Schmo. You know I always do. So, I'm at my friend's house. This was, God, maybe 10 years ago by now. I'm at my friend's house. It's in the summer. We're hanging out, and it's like an apartment complex. So it's he's on the second floor, and so he has his door open. I'm not sure why we decided to have the door open for a little while, just to try to cool the place off without having to put on his air. That sounded like a fart, not an explosion. So instead of opening his window, I guess we had the door open. I don't even remember why. But anyway, earlier in the week he had kind of twisted his ankle a little bit, and so he couldn't put too much weight on it. He could still move around fine, but he couldn't put too much weight, and he was a little gimpy. So we're just hanging out, watching TV, doing whatever, and then we notice a bug flying around the room. So of course we're like, oh, great, you know, this is what happens when we leave the door open. Whatever. My friend will just get his little bug zapping racket thing. Looks like a tennis racket, and it's like a bug zapper thing in there. So he goes and grabs it, and he takes a swing at this bug, this thing flying around, and he hits it slightly because it kind of gets away a little bit. We can only assume that the racket didn't have much charge left to it because it didn't really make any difference other than physically pushing the flying thing away. So we're a little dumbfounded at first as to, you know, okay, did it not work? Did he miss it? Is the charge running low? He thought it wasn't, but okay, turns out it's suddenly not working anymore. Great, wonderful. So it lands like on the window pane behind his couch, and we see that it's actually a really big bee. It's not a bumblebee. I know there's a difference between like honeybees and bumblebees. This was a bee, but it was like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of bees. It was massive. So we're already impressed with its girthiness. And obviously we don't, you're not the bees! Not the bees! They're in my eyes! So he decides to get a can of compressed air and do the trick where, you know, you turn it upside down and it gets all frosty. And he was essentially going to freeze it in carbonite so we could, you know, scoop it up, toss it outside, and it'd wake up none worse for the wear. So he gets his can of compressed air, he turns it upside down, shakes it a little bit. Bee's on the window pane, right? He turns it upside down and he starts spraying it. This bee is just shrugging that shit off. Like, it cannot be bothered. We're shocked because we can see the little bits of frost, you know, coming out of the can, getting on the window pane. We're like, what the hell is up with this bee? Why is it so freaking strong? he puts the can a bit closer to try to get, you know, the straw even closer to it so it would hopefully freeze. And we can see that it's slowing down, and we can see like the tiny little bits of condensation and the little bits of frost forming on it. And no, it's still pressing forward. It is refusing to give up. We are absolutely just freaked out by this damn bee at this point. So my friend is like, all right, we have to do something to get it the hell out of this house. This is freaking us out now. I should take a moment to mention, I am not frightened of bees. I don't have a phobia. I just really do not like them. Like, it's not a phobia to where, you know, I'll run and hide and freak out and have a panic attack and just, you know, absolutely can't stand to be around them. I really just do not like them. Neither does my friend. So, back to the story. We're trying to figure out how to get this bee out of the house. We're trying to usher it back towards the door, which is only, I don't know, 6 feet away, and it's not budging. After we've tried to freeze it, it's not budging. So, after enough of the compressed air, it finally slows down, and we're like, all right, we're gonna get a jar, we're gonna scoop it up, and we're gonna take it outside, because that's the only thing we can do at this point. We're not touching it, we're not killing it. I don't think we can kill it. I don't think it's gonna happen. So, somehow, we're able to get a jar, place it against the window, and drag it slightly to pull the bee into the jar. And then we put a piece of paper over it, and then went outside and placed it on like a tiny little patio table that he had. And we're like, okay, we're gonna let it go, but we have to coordinate this. We don't want it going back into the house, because then all of this struggle was for naught. As we're talking about this, the bee is clearly waking up, and we had put it in something, I don't know, about the size of a jam jar or something. Nothing too big, nothing too sturdy. But at this point, it seems to have woken up, because as we're talking about it, we're watching it under the jar, and it is starting to push and bang against the side of it, against the glass. Not so hard as to, like, make the jar move, but loud enough that you can hear it. You can hear the damn thing knocking against the glass trying to get out. So literally at this point we're like, okay, we really seriously have to plan this. This bee is gonna slaughter us. We are going to die if we don't do this right. So he plans at this point to put his hand on the jar. The second he lets go, he's gonna dive back into the house, and I'm gonna slam the door as quickly as I can behind him. Because otherwise, we're as good as dead. We know this. So we get in position. He gets the jar. I get in front in the door, and we count it down. He lifts the jar up, dives into the house. I slam the door. He intended to land on the couch, but misjudged it a little bit. Ended up retwisting his ankle. And both of us make sure all the other windows are closed, make sure the door is closed, and we don't leave the house for a good hour or 40 minutes. And then when his wife and her friend came back, they were utterly confused as to why we were, like, out of breath. And we checked outside to make sure it wasn't out there. But we know to this day that that bee went back home. It told its friends what it experienced, the oppression it experienced at human hands. And no doubt there is now an insect fatwa on our heads that probably carries a hefty price. And I don't know how my friend sleeps at night, but I'm still a little concerned anytime I hear a buzzing noise around the house. I'm just gonna use a bomb because I feel like it. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. That bee, I do not doubt that that bee is still alive, that that bee is only stronger and bigger, and probably roided out at this point. And, yeah, it probably got a tattoo on its arm, one of the many, to commemorate the day he decided that he had made mortal enemies of my friend and I. So, I mean, I've pretty much accepted at this point that that's how I'm going to die. I'm just going to wake up, there's going to be a mild buzzing sound in my ear, and a jar put over my head, and that'll be the end of it. That'll be it. I mean, just, you know... No. Not bees, Sale. Bee. Just him. Just him. He'll have the drones do reconnaissance. He'll get the info. He'll have his army figure stuff out. But the dirty work, nah, that's all him. That's personal. I mean, we raccoons are a hardy group, but not against Frankenstein bees. So that's my story. The first one. I'm ignoring that, Schmo. Hi, books. And as I said, no balls or nudity in that one, so... Vulcan missed out. I saw that coming. Good point. The bee was nude. Oh, sure. That's you using, like, logic and science, Buck. Get that out of here. We don't use that around here. Hell no. Yeah, my friend retwisted his ankle. There was an ankle casualty. We didn't escape unscathed. Besides, think about the frickin' psychological injury that I've suffered. Ah, I saw that coming too. That was too close. Quit it! Get out of here! Hey, Shu can be satisfied now. Also, I hope you guys like the adorably confident Sunny above the chat. I saw that and realized I had to use it too. Ah! Oh my god, I have bombs, and I probably should use them before I die. I mean, that would be the ideal time to use them, I think. Ah! Well, okay. I mean, I got to Sunny Milk. I got to Sunny Milk. I wish. I got to Pagey. Yeah, I got to bootleg Yuto. That's true. So, hey, I mean, Shu somewhere is happy. Hey, there he is. There you go, Shu. Just for you. Furnish the fort, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Here's a bomb. You're not my real wife. Nah, everything looks like bees right now, Buck. Come on, Patchy. Have pity on a dead man here. I have my own opinions about all of those games, Buck. And for now, I'll keep them to myself. But, okay. There you go. Be mod of a Touhou game. No. I will not. I will not. Anyway, Schmo, I'm passing you the torch. And, I'm assuming you're ready. Okay. So, it's time to move on to round 3 and the next story. So, good luck, Schmo.